understand, these are the Triveni Sangams in India. Triveni again, very important word. Padma has joined. Good morning, Padma. Yeah. Okay, before you ask the question, I am on one track, so kindly wait. So now everybody has heard about this term called Triveni Sangam. So Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati meets at this place. Okay. Again in Calcutta there is a place. Again in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, everywhere there are three rivers which are joining. Now you may wonder what is the meaning of this word Triveni Sangam. We have never thought on the lines. Okay, it is a very strange term, and the Triveni Sangam is at the base of the neck. Okay, the neck is there here, a base of the head where the neck starts. All right. Now representation of this Triveni happens in human beings as well. We tie plaits over there. And what is a plait called? A veni. Yeah. So you have never thought on those lines. It is always been there, but nobody ever pays attention to these finer nuances in our world. The base of the skull, where the actual sangam means where we crisscross them. We take three strands of the hair like these big ones, and then we crisscross them. I am sure you have seen your own or your sister's or somebody's plait being tied. So when the plait is getting tied, the place where the base of the skull, okay, and this is the place where the confluence happens. So the confluence means the meeting of the rivers happens. This is also the place where three important nalikas, they meet. Nalikas means like rivers. Okay, I don't know what the term.
Nerves?
Yes, nerves also. Yes, that's called the affluent and the effluent. What do you call? Afferent and the efferent. Afferent, efferent nerves. So we call this the Ida and the Pingala. Okay, and then the third one, which is the channel, which is called the Sushumna Nadi. Okay, so here the base of your skull is the place. Now if you draw a line from here, now if I pierce one small sharp needle, and if it comes out from here, the base of the skull, and crossing of the ears, if I put one from here to the back, the place where it actually crosses like this is the place where this confluence is. So now I think you understood. It is called the Ida, the Pingala and the Sushumna Nadi. All right. Nada nahi.
What is the significance of that place? Like the intersection point.
Yes, the intersection of the point is where it crosses. From there is another supposedly another what you call unknown or not visible link is there. Yes, the Brahmarandra. It links to the Sahasrahar. That means, if you remember, why do they use the Triveni Sangam? They burn the bodies and dump it in the river, isn't it? So when they are burning the bodies and dumping it into the river, even in our body, here the crossing happens. The crossing happens over there, and the moment you dump the body in the river, it needs to go to the Sahasrahar, which is releasing. So any person who crosses, so when they say, now do you remember the words that I used just now? If you put a needle from the center of your bridge of your eyes to the back of your head, and one needle from one ear to the other ear, there is a location where the crossing of the needles are going to happen this way. Correct? I said this word, you remember? Now, what happens is the
Pineal.
connectivity to the Sahasrara is at this juncture, at this particular location. Now,
Is it related
this,
to pineal?
yeah. Huh?
That
Yeah, the pineal glands.
Pineal
Yes,
glands,
supposedly. See, in English we may call it pineal glands, but
Okay.
it's not actually a gland over there. Now, what happens is where this juncture is there. Now, disclaimer: please do not try this at home. तो बोला है गुरुजी ने बोला इधर से एक पिन डालो, इधर से एक पिन डालो, लो कर लो. Let me find where this location is. Oh, please do not try.
try it on others.
So now what happens over there is there is a saying where I know those who have read Ramakrishna Paramahansa's book. You remember Ramakrishna ji had gone to Banaras, and he had also gone to this place called Manikarnika Ghat. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Good. Now he saw Shivji, that is the Shiva, going and to every corpse he goes and he used to whisper something in the ear.
Release.
Okay. Now what happens? I told you, the confluence is there. The meaning of the words is at this particular juncture is the entry point from where the Yamalok starts. The Yamas and his team of people come and take you from there. Either he can take you to his domain, as we call as the hell or whatever, or he may take you to heaven. The heaven is always tagged into what is called people from the Kailash, or the people from the from the Vaikuntha Loka. Okay, so Vaikuntha means the people from Vishnu. They will come and take you, or the people from Yama, which is basically the domain of Shiva. Yama reports to Shiva. Okay, yes. So his Loka. So whichever place that you are supposed to go to, you will go. There exactly what happens. Now at this place where the confluence of three rivers, or as we said, the three rivers, now you understood? Ida, Pingala and the Sushumna Nadi. Correct? They are all meeting over there. Now at this point when a person dies, normally his kundalini, his powers are lower down in the body. They are nowhere on top. And so the region where he is always the Bhulok. That is the earthly plane only. Because people are always bothered about खाना पीना, मेरा गाड़ी का क्या होगा, मेरे बच्चे लोगों का क्या होगा, मैं मर जाऊंगा तो ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा. All these things are happening to the person. So the person is always going to be roaming around in the earthly plane only. So the Kundalini is always hovering in the lowermost planes. And those who are the wicked and the what are other things in our world, their Kundalini is down in the still lower planes. To raise it to the level of this and then get a release is the most important thing which everybody has to aim for. So I think that explains to you the three. Now I will take up the question. Okay, yes. You had a question. Bolo.
Yesterday you said that when we don't do our duty, we are incurring sins. Okay. In Ramakrishna ji's book, when I'm reading, Ramakrishna ji says that you may have done anything, but you take the Lord's name, you take Ma's name, you take Lord's name, and you can say that so what if I have committed a sin, so what if I have murdered somebody, but now I'm taking your name, so now there will be no problem for me.
Yeah.
So how do the two correlate?
That person will have to go to Asaram Ji Bapu, by the way. That's a jokes apart. taking the name of God is not so simple as it seems. Before you came on to the, we were discussing about a very important point that is called sadhana. Okay. Now, when, and again today I wrote something. I wrote on all the three, in which I have written on one of them. I have written that every day you log into the satsang, okay, or some people read a book, or some people say a prayer, and then again the next day you get up and you again log into that thing. Okay, what happens during the course of the day? Once the satsang is finished, you say, oh my god, I'm getting late, and then you have to go for bath, you have to do this, you have to get back into your world, and all those things are happening, and full day you are preoccupied in your worldly duties, right? When all this is happening, there is no cogitation, there is nothing happening. And then the next morning again when you log in, you may open up your notes and say, yesterday this was done, okay, let me ask a question like this. Most of our people, I should not call them hypocrites, but basically that's the term. We just want to show the world that we are prepared, so we have come up with a question. No, I'm sorry, that is not the way. It is like this, when a person keeps on eating, not allowing the food to digest, what's going to happen? जब भी हम लोग ये ग्रीन्स खाते हैं, ये पूरी दुनिया बोलती है ग्रीन्स खाओ, वो कच्चा क्या सलाड वेलाड खाते, वो पूरा तुम्हारा टॉयलेट में से ग्रीन का ग्रीन ही कलर निकल जाएगा. I mean, it's such a stupid thing. You are not a herbivorous animal to eat salads. Okay, I'm sorry. If some person is telling you that you have to eat greens, ऐसा कच्चा चबाने का, तुम क्या बकरी है क्या? हाँ कि काऊ है कि जाके ग्रीन्स कल जाके घास खाओ ना. I'm sorry, you are not qualified for that. You have to cook your vegetables. You cannot, nowhere in no book has Krishna or any other person said that please eat raw green leaves. He has never said this. And our Pak Shastra is one of the best in the world. I'm sure you know what Pak Shastra means. So they are very clear about it. If you want to eat leafy vegetables, you have to boil them. First you have to remove all the kachara from them, boil them. There is a techniques. They are followed. You have to follow the techniques. Nobody in this world has ever told you to eat mirchi as kacha, that big bhopla mirchi. Okay, हम लोगों के इसमें एक क्लियरली अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, वो अगर मिर्ची खाने का है तो उसका तुम सालन बनाओ. सालन, यू अंडरस्टैंड नो? हाँ, या फिर भरलेली मिर्ची, अभी उसे सब टर्म्स को मेरे को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं मालूम है, फील करने का, उसमें कुछ डालते हैं. हाँ, वो खाने का बोला है. बोला कच्चा चबाने के लिए तो तुम कोई घास बकरी बैर ऐसा नहीं है तुम. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. ऑलराइट. Now, fruits can be eaten raw, yes, but you please wash them, clean them, and then eat the fruits raw. Now, please do not think fruit, the word fruit term is, oh, that mirchi is not a vegetable, it's a fruit, so I have to eat कच्चा मिर्ची. तो एक काम करो ना, तो कल से तुम वो पोपट बन जाओ, पैरेट, वो तो कच्चा मिर्ची खाता है. So the thing is, there is a misconstruction of, just because of Western influence, we have now started eating bullshit and crap. I have a very beautiful book. Next time if some of you want to come and see it, it's a beautiful book which is talking about sattvic food. Please come and read it. In this Bhagavad Gita, we are going to do one whole chapter based on what food to eat. Okay? So, see, the herbivorous animals have been made for a particular purpose, a carnivorous animal has been made for a particular purpose, human beings have been made for a particular purpose. All three have been. Now, where there is no scope of eating cooked food, like in the mountains, where you do not have the scope of a fire or something like that, At that point in time when there is कोई चारा नहीं है, उस टाइम पे मांस वगैरह वो जो खाते हैं वो ठीक है. अगर जंगल में गए तो कंदमूल, you know, the tuberous roots as we call them, you can eat. But when you are in the middle of the city, कभी कृष्णा के 56 भोग में तुमने कभी ग्रीन्स का देखा है? नहीं देखा, कभी नहीं देखोगे, कभी नहीं देखोगे. हाँ, फ्रूट्स रखे होंगे जरूर, क्योंकि फल और फूल ये दो चीज जो रॉ में दिखेंगे. Again, flowers, they can be eaten, but only when they are dried, sun dried in syrup. I'm sure you have seen, you know, we use what is called as a gulkand. Now, gulkand is one of the very favorite dishes of Krishna. Whether you'll know it or no, I don't know, but it's gulkand means he used to like aromatic roses. Aromatic roses, यानी वो in Chennai and all, even in our Karnataka, in Bangalore also you get very fragrant rose. Very, very fragrant rose. It's a pink, reddish pink color. And that you take a bottle, वो जो पहले आते थे, कौन सी बॉटल वो बोलते हैं उसको, लोंचा डालने का बॉटल, ceramic, हाँ, बर्नी. You take a ceramic bottle, put these petals on top of sugar, okay, and you keep it in the sun for 1 whole year, does not matter. It melts into a very, and you have to lock it up, okay, and just ensure that there is no fungus formation, and that is what is eaten. Alright, so coming back to your question. So here the reason is because cogitation is important, cooking is important. Do you understand? तो खाली सत्संग को बैठने का और नेक्स्ट डे वापस सत्संग को बैठेगा तो इनो का जैसा हो जाता है. उससे अच्छा बेटर नो तुम उसको डाइजेस्ट करो. You see, the reason why we say na, in the night we eat our food and then we go to sleep, the stomach digests the entire night, and then next morning the whole thing is digested. All the stuff that is there which is wanted in our body is gone all over the place, and there is a revival of our cells, all kinds of cells including our blood. And the next morning when you go for the ablutions, you will find that all the dead cells have gone out. So there is a system which we have to follow. In our world also, when we are doing some scriptures, some books, don't just keep on coming and going without doing anything. Like your stomach digests, we also need to go over what is mentioned, cogitate on it, you know, digest it, धीरे 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 धीरे. Then digest करने के बाद वो body में से सत्व निकलेगा, सत्व assimilation, it will remove the stuff which is important and throw out the stuff which is not important. And then your body will digest it. In the same way, your mind will also come. A mind is a tool, please understand, isn't it? So your mind will also use this opportunity to assimilate important information, gather it. Sometimes it will come across certain questions which you are able to answer yourself by means of reasoning, which is intellect. Intellect will definitely reason with you and say, देखो इसका मतलब ये है, इसका मतलब ये है, इसका मतलब ये है. There are certain questions which are difficult to digest. Those you please kindly regurgitate, pull them out. So when you meet, you can ask those questions which you are not able to solve them yourself. And this is the way in which how satsangs have to be, or when you read a holy book you have to understand. So उतना तो मैंने आज सवेरे 3 इसमें लिखा है, समझ में आया कि नहीं मालूम नहीं. तो जो कुछ भी तुमको समझता है वो तुम तुम्हारे पास रखो, जो नहीं समझता है that question you can ask, you will get an answer. So if you have a specific, then I will answer. बोलो. No? Padma is typing, so let us see what she's saying.
I have a question. By the time
Yes,
she types.
Brito. Yeah.
So yesterday we concluded saying that whatever we read, it's about Sankhya, right? So,
Yes.
but what we discussed all this time was about doing things which comes to us naturally.
Karma yoga.
So,
Hmm.
so the first part is karma yoga.
The first part is Sankhya. Sankhya means understanding with knowledge.
Okay.
When you are using your knowledge, please understand, you are using your knowledge base. Sankhya yoga, or it is called in other words Jnana yoga. Jnana means divine knowledge. The jnana that we use in our world, economic student will use economic ka jnana. That is a mundane jnana.
Okay.
Mundane jnana which will lead her to the world of economics. Maybe tomorrow she will become the chancellor of UK. Like foreigners, Canadian has become the UK chancellor, isn't it? Pari, I am asking you. You are living in UK. Yeah.
Yes, for the Bank of England.
Yes. So the person has come from Canada. He is not an English citizen. What happened, Padma? You are still typing. Okay, fine. So Jnana yoga is one and Karma yoga is another. The application part. See, when you study the now you have written a software. Okay, studying the software is one. Application is another, isn't it? So application part, when it is going to get applied in something, I will come to your question. Application part is Karma yoga. Karma yoga.
Okay.
When you are writing it, when you are writing it down, that is Jnana yoga. You are using your knowledge base. Okay, this is from your industry.
So whatever has been told till now is about Sankhya.
It's about Sankhya. But when you are going to apply it in your material world, it will become karma.
Okay. So whatever Krishna told Arjuna is about the thinking, the thought process which he has to use to do the karma.
Correct.
Okay.
Because remember, at the end of the day, the more the thinking happens in the mind, it may lead you to karma. May lead you to karma. You see, you may come across, Acha, I have thought that, by killing an old Dadiwala Baba, Bhishma Pitama, I am going to incur sin. ऐसा करके उसके माइंड ने थ्रो किया knowledge without much thinking, that is all. So the karma that happens is, I am going to drop my weapons down.
Okay.
It's going against the vein completely. So Krishna is correcting him, right?
Okay.
And that is why the correction happens. Okay, yes, I'll take up Padma's question. Was pondering and found this answer in the intro of Bhagavad Gita. Gita is most supreme because it came from the Lord's mouth, while the Vedas came from his Nabhi through Brahma, and the Ganga from his feet. Use intellect to discriminate. What is the question? Oh no. Okay. You are just saying what your process of thinking threw you up. Okay. All right. I was wondering if there is a question somewhere. I didn't. Anyway, Gita is most supreme because it came from the Lord's mouth, while the Vedas came from the Nabi. Actually, yes. Brahmaji's first, basically the knowledge base came from the navel. Okay. And that's base sitting on the flower of the navel is this great person called Brahma, who is the creator of this world. Vishnu uses Brahma to create his universe. Now Brahma in turn doesn't create it directly. He uses indirect methods. Indirect methods means he has created his own team of people. Somebody is going in for brick building, somebody is going in for the metal work, somebody is going for construction jobs, like that. He has got a lot of people who are fully qualified to do, they say shuttering jobs. When you are making a big building, there are people who are masons, who are shuttering jobs. Like that, different jobs. There are window frame makers. Like if you are living in an apartment, there are window frame makers. And then there are some people who work on the toilets, some people who work on the drawing rooms, some are electrical fitters, like that, everybody. So Brahmaji also had his own team in place. Brahmaji's job basically is to sit in the lotus and to direct in all directions except upwards. His name got chopped upwards, unfortunately. Only four heads he has got now. So Brahma is that. The Krishna avatar is the one which talks about the Gita. Gita is nothing but teachings. They are nothing but basically teachings for the upliftment of man. Even Brahmaji, when he was writing, if you see Brahmaji's picture in any of the places, you will find him having books in his hand. Okay, and Saraswati is his wife, supposedly his wife or his daughter or whatever you want to call it. Okay, one name is Savitri, one is Saraswati, and so on and so forth. So it's basically knowledge based. All right. And the third one which she says is Ganga comes from the feet, which use intellect to discriminate. Okay, so Gangaji was flowing from his feet, which was capped in the head of Shiva. Terms are very very beautiful mythological terms, myth as we call it. But when you actually go through it, you will find that the word of God always emanates from the sound. So the first word, the Omkara, which is a precursor of any language. The precursor means the first word. In even in English, the first letter is called A.
Alpha.
When the child is born, he says Ma, Amma, actually Amma. Or when the first word of Islam is also Aleph. Okay, you will find that in every language the first letter is the beginning, from where the whole thing starts. So it was the sound, we say. The sound is basically the energy which we throw up. So that is where the beginning happened. So the mouth. So the most important verse was verses, like we are doing the Bhagavad Gita. So the verses came from the mouth, the source of the source. And then the next one is the Brahmaji's birth. Brahmaji's birth is from the navel. Okay, so meant for human existence, meant for the creative aspect in this world. So the created world, which is what we call, yesterday we said manifest and unmanifest, correct? So the word from Brahmaji is for the manifest domain, domain of manifest. So all the human beings, the animals, the birds, the planets, everyone follows this framework of Brahmaji's, which is called the Vedas. That is the original framework. Okay, how this world got created? For Pari and Kalpana's information, the framework means
Blueprint.
If you take, is an example, don't think that is the, it's just an example for the purpose of understanding. The nose will always be here. Okay, the eyes will be just above that. Imagine करना nose और किधर गया और eyes और किधर गया तो बहुत तकलीफ होगी. So yeah, so that is the reason why we have specifics in the world. So the framework is already drawn. Understood? So exact location, exact place, exact time, exact moment, the whole world has been created in a perfect way. Abhi, just imagine there is only one person in the industry, उसके हम लोग हमेशा उसके हाथ के पास देखते रहते हैं क्योंकि उसको 6 fingers है. ऋतिक रोशन. So we always wonder, 6 fingers है उसको. So it's basically a movement away from the ordinary, isn't it? So just a small deviation from the framework can cause a lot of problems. Again, in our world, when we have the children with Down syndrome and various other things, problems, there is a deviation from the normal. And because there is a deviation from the normal, you will find that there is a problem. Some special thing is there. So we call them special children, isn't it? Insofar as there was, these children were called special children. So in the same way, if you have a tree outside, instead of having green leaves, it has suddenly spurts, purple color leaves या ऐसे कुछ तो भी, तो अपने को तो odd लगेगा ना कि ये ऐसा कैसा है. And then there are those creatures who are like the bird dodo. We were discussing about it last week. He is a flightless bird. So we find it very funny to have creatures like that. But the framework was drawn for this type of creatures also. It is like the comb. Have you seen the comb with all those small? हाँ, तो ऐसा है. तो एक comb का वो जो फनी रहता है उसमें का एक लिया और दूसरा लिया, उसके बीच में कितना आएगा? So between 1 and 0 and 1, how many numbers can you have? You can have infinite, isn't it? So can you imagine, there are infinite permutation and combinations which God can create, but He has created specifics. Okay, specifics are those, like a man is going to be like this, a woman is going to be like this. Now in between, if anything comes, it's an odd figure. 1, 1.5, 3/4, it's an odd figure. So odd figure बोले तो 6 उंगली आया तो odd figure हो गया कि नहीं? तो ऐसे ही, that is the reason why it is not conforming to the framework. Now Padma has written something, point source. So all the Gitas impart spiritual knowledge only, unlike the Vedas that teach you worldly knowledge. Vedas is the framework on which the manifest world is supposed to be resting on. Alright? The entire manifest world has to follow certain rules, regulations, laws, domains, everything, isn't it? So the Vedas are based on that. Gita is an explanatory text. Sometimes we do not understand the Vedic purports. वो बोलेगा कि, I mean, if you actually study the Vedas are talking in very contorted or distorted language. वो बोलेगा कि ये अग्नि देव ने ऐसा किया और वायु ने वैसा किया, and so many suktams and stuff like that, and then you really wonder कि ये क्या लिखा है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता. तो उसके लिए उपनिषाद्स हैं. Okay, Gita is a saransh. Saransh means, what do you call saransh in English? अपने को word नहीं आता. Summary, or you may call it as a précis of the entire. It's given in a sweet form, very nicely, जैसे कि condensed milk. So Gita is like a condensed milk. Condensed milk अपने को कभी मिल्क मेड का टिन खाए, ओपन किया है, तभी हम लोग कैसा चाट के खाते हैं देखा है? वही अगर मम्मी ने दूध रखा सामने तो वही करेगा, लेकिन वही कंडेंस मिल्क का डब्बा खोला, बोला इसको चाट के खाना जरा, यस. और जब भी वो साय को क्या बोलते हैं, क्रीम ऑफ द मिल्क, और जब भी वो बर्तन रहता है ना, और मम्मी पूरा है ना दूध निकाल के लेती है, तभी है ना वो, अभी बचपन में हम लोग बहुत करते थे, वो बोलेगी वैसा ही बर्तन है, इसको खाली कर, तो हम लोग करते थे कि नहीं. So this is what it is, we love to get that cream, or we love to get that condensate, isn't it? So the condensate is very, very important. So the Gita is nothing but this condensate. It is nothing but the entire, summary, or what you call the essence of the whole is given in an explanatory way, in a very, very simplistic and an explanatory way for us humans to understand, because the Vedas are very, very tough in understanding. Okay, they are good for making money, but not good for understanding. You will find everywhere people can make a lot of money based on the Vedas. Have you seen that? But for Gita, you can't make money. Unless and until you have to go and buy a CD or something, then you can make money. Otherwise, you can't make money on Gita. So, is that understood? Okay. So should we start, or is there any other question? No? Okay. So, where did we stop? 40, I think. I think we stopped at 40. Okay. So, we'll start from 41. So, Arjuna, in this yoga of selfless action, the intellect is determinate and directed singly towards one ideal. Whereas the intellect of the undecided, ignorant men, moved by desires, wanders in all directions after innumerable aims. This line is talking about focus. I am looking. I remember that movie where, Fockers, he says like this, I am seeing you. That was a very beautiful movie. So there he says, so Arjuna, in this yoga of selfless action, the intellect is determinate and directed singly towards one ideal. You have to have focus in your world. You can't be defocused. For doing anything, you have to have a focus. अभी जब भी क्रिकेट खेलते थे ना, तभी मम्मी बुलाएगी और बोलेगी, ए खाना खाने को आता है कि नहीं? तो वहाँ पे है ना सब जन को बोलना पड़ता था, ये थोड़ा सा हम लोग है ना बीच में गैप लेंगे, फिर है ना विल हैव लंच एंड कम. बट वेयर इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ हैविंग लंच? यू आर बेसिकली बॉदर्ड अबाउट रनिंग बैक इनटू द फील्ड. बोला गया भाड़ में तुम्हारा खाने का, और जल्दी जल्दी खाने का और भाग जाने का. So there was no focus. The focus was cricket, not on eating. And when mummy makes something nice, the focus is on eating. And your friend comes, साला यही टाइम पे आने का था इसको. अभी मेरे को है ना मम्मी को बोलना पड़ेगा इसको भी खिला. या फिर हमारे घर में वो दो महारथी आते हैं, क्या उनका नाम है? I forgotten them.
विनय एंड आशीर्वाद.
या विनय एंड आशीर्वाद. तभी आदित्य वगैरह सोचता रहेगा, यार मेरा थोड़ा खाना कम हो गया. मेरा फेवरेट फूड था वो कम हो गया करके ऐसे सोचते. The idea is that our focus is very much there where we like certain things. When we have a liking for certain objects, we actually are focused. Now think about it. You are sitting in a movie theater. पूरा darkness है and you are watching Avatar or some such great movie. You are completely focused on that and suddenly है ना करके जोर से पीछे से कोई बच्चा रोता है या फिर किसी का फोन टिंग 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 चालू हो गया. इतना गुस्सा आता है कि नहीं? I mean imagine you say है ना साले को फोन साइलेंट में रखने को क्या होता है? या बच्चे लोगों को क्यों लेके आते हैं ये थिएटर में? हमारा पैसा वेस्ट हो रहा है. So isn't that a single pointed, the focus is absolutely clear. You are watching the movie completely in animation. So this is the single pointedness that is being asked by Krishna. He says, in this yoga of selfless action, the intellect is determinate and directed singly towards one ideal. So this action is focused. It's absolutely focused. So that is the reason why I have always, whenever I have taught, I have told people, I said, sit with a paper and a pen. Don't tell me, मेरे को कंप्यूटर चालू करने का है, बाद में मैं नोट्स निकालेगा, फिर उसमें मैं टाइप करेगा, फिर ये करेगा, and let me save action. और पता नहीं क्या क्या है ना, वो कंप्यूटर में 50 चीज करना पड़ता है, कुछ होता नहीं है. फिर तुमको जब भी वापस वो देखने का रहेगा नोट्स, तभी है ना वापस कंप्यूटर ऑन करो, फिर बोलेगा पावर नहीं है, फिर बोलेगा अभी ना वी विल डू इट लेटर ऑन व्हेन आई एम ओपनिंग माय कंप्यूटर. तभी तक गया, वो बिल्ली भाग के चली गई. इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर. सी व्हाट यू डू इज व्हेन यू राइट डाउन द नोट्स, इट इज लाइक व्हाट इज बीइंग सेड, यू आर राइटिंग इट डाउन. व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग इट डाउन, you are actually telling your mind what is being written. And then when you go back, open the book again and you read it, again your memory is working. Okay, it's telling you, हाँ ये ऐसे उस टाइम पे बोला गया था. So how many times it has happened? 3 times so far. And then your mind gets the chance to cogitate on it. You are going to think on those lines. When you are thinking on those lines, your intellect is working because it is reasoning out on things. Yes, recollection factor is high when you write. So you are recollecting whatever, and then on top of it you are analyzing it. Analysis is happening. Okay, I now understand, I now understand, I now understand. After that what happens? Your intellect is reasoning out whatever that is being said. You know, वो जो लिखा हुआ है वो पढ़ रहे हैं, उसको reason कर रहे हैं हम लोग. So this is a technique which is there right from the time of Krishna. Don't worry, before that also he taught the same thing. So Arjuna, in this yoga of selfless action, the intellect is determinate, it is focused, very clear in what it is supposed to do, and directly singly towards one ideal. It is completely focused. That is the reason why when this great person Dronacharya, he asked his disciples, what do you see on that tree? Everybody said different things. I see a tree, I see the branches, somebody said something, I see a bird करके किसी ने तो भी बोला. एक ही आदमी था, उसने है ना करेक्ट बोला, उसने बोला I only see the eye of the bird. आंख दिखता है मेरे को, दूसरा कुछ नहीं दिखता है. That is single pointed, and that in our world of devotion we call it single pointed devotion. Just now we are doing the action which is called karma yoga. So it is single pointed focus. So he is telling you clearly over here, it has to be determinate and directed singly towards one ideal. Whereas the intellect of the undecided means those who keep on dithering, idhar udhar, idhar udhar, idhar udhar. हमारे यहाँ पे have you seen in your school there are people, those who are all giving speech, they will shift their legs. ऐसा ऐसा, कभी बाल खुजाएगा, कभी नाक में हाथ, कभी कान में. You know, I was reading about a very I have said this story before, but let me say it for those who have not heard. There was a very great lawyer in United States, because of whom a certain number of laws got changed. So this lawyer, when he used to give his reasoning in the court, that means when he used to put up his case, he needed his mind to think about certain issues, for which he had bought a pair of glasses. Okay, so in the middle of the case, he would remove the glasses, he would take a handkerchief and he would clean them, and then when his mind was clear, he would put them back again and back onto the story. So that much amount of time, which was maybe a minute or so, the jury and the judge couldn't say anything because he was cleaning his glasses, whereas he was cleaning his mind. He was clearly trying to understand the situation, and that is the reason why he used to wear those pair of glasses. So what a beautiful way to actually make your mind focused on that issue. And these are techniques which are used by very great people. So here he says, but the intellect of the undecided, those who ना घर का ना घाट का, धोबी का कुत्ता, उसको मालूम ही नहीं किधर जाने का, इसीलिए फोकस रखना बहुत जरूरी है. The intellect of the undecided wanders in all directions after innumerable aims. और कभी इधर, कभी उधर, कभी उधर, कभी उधर, कभी उधर. So the person really has no clue which side he is thinking, because he himself is unsure about it. So you better be sure what exactly you are asking for. Again, when you go to the temple and you say, God give me money, I want wealth, God बोलेगा अच्छा ठीक है, I'll give you wealth, ये 1 रुपया ले और जा इधर से. That is also wealth, isn't it? So no, you better be sure you give him the correct figure, and you please make it in a proper currency. USD चलेगा अपने को. हाँ, बोला Indian rupees 1 million is no good. $1 million is good. Correct है ना? वैसा ही 1 million, if you go and ask say Balaji, Tirupati Balaji, give me 1 million, बोला क्या तेरे को पत्ता मांगता है? ले. In Satyanarayan Puja, there is this example is very beautifully over there. I don't know whether those who have heard Satyanarayan ka Puja, there is this Vani, the merchant. He is going in a boat, and Narayan comes over there and asks him a question. What is there in your boat? Because the boat was filled with paisa, money. And so he says, oh, कुछ नहीं है उसमें पेड़ पत्ता है. And the moment he says these words, his entire ship, which was, like this down in the water, suddenly starts floating. It is filled with ped patta only, the leaves. So you be sure what exactly you want. Don't be, hasty in your asking, because you won't even know what you are asking for. So you be focused. Alright? मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि तुम अच्छा मेरे को एक बड़ा लिस्ट भेजो करके. मैं कहने का मतलब ये है कि you be sure of what you ask for. So in the same way, when doing the karma yoga, you have to be focused, determined. You should know what you are doing, and don't be इधर उधर जाने वाला. Arjuna, those who are full of worldly desires and devoted to the letter of the Vedas, who look upon heaven as the supreme goal and argue that there is nothing beyond heaven, are unwise. They utter flowery speech, recommending many rituals of various kinds for the attainment of pleasure and power, with rebirth as their fruit. Those whose minds are carried away by such words and who are deeply attached to pleasure and worldly power cannot attain the determinate intellect concentrated on God. Very beautiful line. We will take it up very slowly. Now Padma's question also is answered over here. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita, and he is telling you, devoted to the letter of the Vedas. Correct? In the Vedas there is a framework written. I told you the entire answers that are needed for running this manifest world, the framework is written in the Vedas. The whole thing, the way, how, where, why, everything. Like we have the Indian Penal Code or the Constitution of India. It's a law, it's a framework on which our country is run. The Indian Penal Code, or IPC as we call it, is based on the whatever the criminal actions that are there. It's कि उसका क्या होना चाहिए, किस तरह से होना चाहिए, what is which action. Now there are two words which are very difficult to understand in the IPC, and there are two separate sections applicable. Okay, all right. Now I will explain the word. The word is called assault and the second word is called battery. Two words are there, assault and battery. Now the moment I say some bad words to a person and I keep on saying कैसा बुद्धू है, useless है, अभी मैं simple language use कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन अगर मैंने ढिंचैक language use किया, हाँ, जैसे हस्बैंड वाइफ में झगड़ा होता है तो ढिंग 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 पूरा दुनियादारी निकालते हैं, तेरा बाप का, तेरा माँ का, तेरा ऐसा, तूने ये नहीं किया, तूने वैसा नहीं किया, तेरे को सिखाया नहीं, किसने कोई सिखाया, ये सब होता है कि नहीं. शादी में ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है होना. होते रहता है. ओके, एंड देन द हस्बैंड टेक्स हिज हैंड एंड बीट्स, ठक करके जोर से एक मारता है. नाउ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू, the moment the hand touches your face, the moment you are hit by the object, any object, it is called battery. Okay, and the moment a person keeps on calling you names and bullshitting and this and that and this and that, and he does like this, he is not hitting you, he is not touching you, he is not doing anything, but he does this action alone, that is called an assault. I hope you understood the two terms. Assault and battery are two separate terms. The Indian Penal Code gives you clear definitions of these two. So an assault Even when a person says bullshit and shows threatening gestures is called an assault. But the moment he touches your body, it is called a battery. And a battery carries a bigger punishment and an assault carries a lesser punishment. And you can file a case against any person in India who talks bullshit like this. And you can put him under a section which is called an assault. So even when the auto rickshaw driver or somebody in our world keeps on saying, you know, करके जोर से बोलेगा या कुछ भी, और ऐसा मतलब हुल बताएगा, बम्बई के लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं हुल दिखाता है. That हुल दिखाना is under the law called an assault. Understood? So now did you understand how the book is defining these two? And that is the reason why we say the Indian Penal Code or the Criminal Code Practice, CPC, Criminal Practice Codes, that is basically is drawing a framework on which these various sections are written. Got it? It's like a framework. Similarly, the Vedas are the framework for this material world. For this material, the manifest realm. Okay? It tells you exactly how this whole universe works. And the Gita, every Gita that is there are multiple Gitas. There is Guru Gita, there is this Bhagavad Gita is there is Anu Gita, there is so many Gitas like that. It is a teaching, it's just nothing but a condensation. It's basically the essence of the entire, some particular teachings that are there in this. So Arjuna, those who are full of worldly desires and devoted to the letter of the Vedas, look upon the heaven as the supreme goal and argue that there is nothing beyond heaven, are unwise. Now, I told you there are certain people who use the Vedas for making money. Did I say these words before? Good. So what they will tell you, देखो वेदा में लिखा है ऐसा 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 है, तुमको ये व्रत करना पड़ेगा, ये पूजा करनी पड़ेगी, इतना इतना उपवास करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा करना पड़ेगा, वैसा करना पड़ेगा, पूरा दुनियादारी बोल के तुम्हारे सामने लाएगा. How many of us has actually gone to these different people and listened to whatever they say? बोला जाओ मंगलवार को ये करो, जाओ बुधवार को ये करना, शनिवार को जाके नारियल फोड़ना, हाँ ये टेम्पल में जाके इतना चढ़ाओ, वो टेम्पल में जाके ऐसा करो, हाँ बोला मुंडन करके आना, पता नहीं क्या 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 क्या. Everybody is talking about this. So there are people in this world who are taking these letters. The exact description is given, like but they do not understand the real purport of what is written in the Vedas. The people don't have an understanding of what is written in the Vedas. They just take it ad hoc, or what do we call that? Literally, isn't it? The word is literally, na? Literally, what is written over there, they take it and they tell you, देखो, the Shastras are saying like this. Now, I just told you about assault and battery. हाँ, कल उठ के है ना, सेंथिल का बेटा सिद्धार्थ, 2 बरस का है, बाप ने एक रख के दिया, बोला ऐसा करके किया, so he can go and file a case in the US court saying I was assaulted and battery. Please. So the son can definitely use the letters, that the word by itself. It's there in the law, no? You are not supposed to beat me, no? तो कल उठ के हर बच्चा जो हमारे दुनिया में है, and by the way, this is what is happening in the United States. The teacher cannot lift a cane also to beat the students. Why? नहीं, बोला freedom of expression. लोग कर लो बात. अमेरिकन स्कूल में freedom of expression है, मतलब वो गन भी लेके जाएगा तो भी चलता है. Oh, I was protecting myself, that's why I took the gun to school. Are you not misusing the law? And this is what Krishna is talking about. You are actually taking those words out of context. First try to understand the words. Here we are not even understanding the words. अच्छा वेदा में लिखा है, चलो ये पूजा करने का, वो रुद्राभिषेकम करो, चलो जाके करो. अरे उसके लिए कितना पैसा लगता है, मैं लाएगा किधर से, बोला सत्यनारायण का पूजा करने का कितना है, बोला 5,000 एक तो मैं पंडित जी लेता हूँ, उसके बाद सामग्री का 2,000 और फिर मेरे साथ और 4 जन आएंगे, उनका है ना और 1-2-4 हजार रुपया देना। अच्छा, सब जन जाने के टाइम पे एक धोती देना पड़ता है, एक कुर्ता देना पड़ता है, ये करना पड़ता है, वो करना पड़ता है, फिर उसके बाद प्रसाद पैक करके देना। हाँ, एक उसके लिए है ना एक वो कौन सा प्रिंस प्लास्टिक का जो डब्बा आता है ना, टोटल मॉल में मिलता है, उसमें पैक करके देना जरूरी है, वैसे लिखा है शास्त्र में, ऐसा लिखा है। बोला यस, यू हैव टू पैक इट नाइसली एंड गिव करके लिखा है ना। तो व्हाट इज द बेस्ट पैकेजिंग अवेलेबल टुडे, सो प्लीज काइंडली गिव इट पैक्ड इन दैट। मतलब उसके लिए लाके जाके है ना वो वहां से लाना पड़ेगा। Imagine you can distort the whole thing to your own personal benefit. That is the reason why I said yes, verbatim. So you can actually take the law and twist it, yes, misconstrue, and you can twist it to your own benefits. So in the same way, the Vedas have been written down for that, and there are these very shana people in this world. Shana समझता है ना? Smart, extra smart people in this world, those who are full of worldly desires. मैंने क्या बोला, Vedas are being used for people of worldly desire. बोलेगा इससे है ना अपना तो मीटर डाउन होएगा, उससे इतना कमाने को मिलता है. You go to any temple, these idiots are there dime a dozen. They are going to tell you ये पूजा करना, वो करना, वो करना, and here my great friend Krishna ji is telling you, don't get carried away by all this nonsense. What is going to happen to you is given in this line. Those who are full of worldly desires and devoted to the letters of the Vedas, who look upon heaven as the supreme goal, बोलेगा तुमको है ना heaven मिलेगा, स्वर्ग मिलेगा तुमको. And they promise you all the heaven, by the way. They will tell you, you know, कि ये करने से ये शांति मिलती है, वो ऐसा मिलता है, वो वैसा मिलता है. You can ask people over here in this satsang. Everybody will definitely give you a different story of their own life where they have been promised the heavens. 100%. It's not that church में नहीं होता है. मैंने भी किया है नवीनास जाके. किसने बोला नहीं किया? मैंने नवीना किया है. मैं टेम्पल में जाके मैं अभी ये भी जाता था, क्या सैटरडे को कुछ तो भी जाके करता था, पता नहीं क्या करता था. So they're devoted to the letters of the Vedas, who look upon heaven as the supreme goal and argue that there is nothing beyond heaven, are unwise. So such type of people who think that they can get something out of this, like the heavens, are absolutely unwise people. They're idiots. They utter flowery speech recommending many rituals of various kinds for the attainment of pleasure and power with rebirth as their fruit. बोला ये करने से बच्चा हो जाएगा, वो करने से तुम्हारे घर में शांति आ जाएगी, वो करने से तुम्हारे घर में फल की प्राप्ति, फूल की प्राप्ति, ये होगा, वो होगा. Have you listened to all these things or no? कितना सुना है? हर इसमें सुनने को मिलता है. Why? Because a fool is born every minute, isn't it? हम लोग सुन के अच्छा ये बेनिफिट्स है, चलो चलो मैं भी आ जाता हूँ. बोला iPhone 5 लेने का बहुत जरूरी है. iPhone 4S you please trade in and give iPhone 5. सुना है तो करने का ट्रेड इन. बोला iPhone 6 भी आया, वो iPhone 5 इमीडिएटली 3 महीने के अंदर ट्रेड इन करना. लेकिन ये नहीं सोचते कि साले उसके लिए 500 पाउंड देना पड़ता है ऊपर से. वो कौन सोचेगा? है परी, सोचना पड़ता है ना. वो नहीं. न्यू एप्लीकेशंस आर देयर. You will get faster speeds, faster. Yesterday I was coming in the bus. I met my teacher yesterday, Gladys Chan. You know, I went met her. Very nice lady, very nice woman. And I gave her everybody, those who said, you know, I told her all my students are wishing you. That lady is amazing. So when I finished meeting her, she showed some techniques and stuff like that, and I was coming back. And in front of me there was this person who was sitting with the latest Samsung device. अभी वो कौन सा इतना बड़ा ऐसा फोन कुछ तो भी है लेके बैठी थी. उसने है ना कान में ऐसा लगाया था and she was watching a serial. Here we have 3G 4G क्या पता नहीं कौन सा तो भी लो जी, करो जी, सुनो जी, वो कौन सा तो भी है जी इधर नेटवर्क, वो उसके ऊपर वो है ना ऐसा पिक्चर देख रही थी. एंड आफ्टर 1 minute शी वुड लुक आउट, अगेन शी वुड लुक इन, अगेन शी वुड लुक आउट, अगेन शी वुड लुक इन. तो मैं सोच रहा था ये ऐसा मुंडी क्यों करती है. And I could see the circle going in front, loading, loading, loading. So every new device that comes in is having its own loading problems, this problem, that problem. It's so many. So even in this, even in our world, when we are doing all these pujas, वो उधर लोडिंग करना पड़ता है तो आगे गाड़ी चलती है. तो बोला लोडिंग करो. कभी गलती से है ना बनारस मत जाना और वो बोट में बिल्कुल मत जाना. You are just looking like this, your hand is there, okay, and this panda who is there next to you is a very innocuous type of a character. You will not feel that there is somebody sitting next to you who is a character from the from वो क्या राम गोपाल वर्मा film. So suddenly in the middle of this in that where you have gone to see the Triveni Sangam or something like that, no, he does something from your hand and he does like this and puts it. And when he is doing it on the spur of the moment, you are caught unawares. And maybe you have dropped a thread or some small beads or maybe a nariyal or something like that. Because something ऐसा अगर है ना यहाँ पे ऐसा कॉकरोच चलता रहेगा तो ऐसा करके हम लोग फेंकते हैं कि नहीं फेंकते. वैसे अगर हाथ में किसी ने कुछ तो भी रखा तो ऐसा करेंगे कि नहीं. तो ऐसा किया तो वो तुमने फेंक दिया. The moment you drop it in the ocean, yeah, in that sea, he tells you, साहब 21 रुपया देना. बोला काय का. अरे वो नरियल तुमने डाला ना तुम्हारे बाप का कर्म के लिए. अच्छा. बोला हाँ वो तुम्हारे ये इसके लिए उसके लिए. So it is distracting attention, and these type of people are there dime a dozen. They are going to put one of the biggest things in your mind is called fear, distraction. Yes, you have to go, is it? All right, but I am going to do till 50. Okay, you can see it in the क्या बोलता है YouTube. Okay, let me see if how I can. So, but these are important verses, you please listen to them carefully. So the thing that is there is you need to have this presence of mind, isn't it? Again, when just because some idiot somewhere is telling you ये पूजा करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए, ऐसा करो, वैसा करो, ये आरती उतारो, ऐसा अर्चना करो, ये टेम्पल को जाओ, अंग प्रदक्षिणा, पता नहीं क्या 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 सब करते हैं. All this that is being told to you is all bullshit and nonsense. Please understand, listen to what Krishna is telling you. Don't get into all these things. So flowery speech will recommend rituals of various kinds and attainment of pleasure and power and rebirth as their food. Those whose minds are carried away by such words and who are deeply attached to pleasure and worldly power cannot attain the determinate intellect concentrated on God. Please understand, in no birth of his can he ever meet God, because he is going to be focused on his desire. मेरे को बच्चा चाहिए, मेरे को ये चाहिए, खाने के लिए चाहिए, फलाना चाहिए, दिखना चाहिए. So do this puja, do this ritual, do this, do that. Krishna is putting a very big disclaimer over here. मैंने तुमको बोला है नहीं करने का. The disclaimer is, whatever these guys are saying is all bullshit and nonsense, and I am not responsible for whatever they are telling you. What are they telling you? You're going to reach the heavens, you're going to this is there, Bhagwan ये करेगा वो करेगा. I'm sorry, nothing of that is going to ever happen to you. No way can you reach God. You can get your material benefits. मतलब तावीज डालने के बाद तुमको मटेरियल बेनिफिट्स आएगा. वो चद्दर डालने के बाद आता है ना उधर, कहाँ पे वो
मुस्लिम
कौन सा है वो उधर, राजस्थान में कुछ तो भी है. पाजा
अजमेर शरीफ,
या
अजमेर।
उधर जा या अजमेर, उधर जाने के बाद तुमको जरूर मिलेगा। और फिर तुम उधर हजरत निजामुद्दीन जाओ या शिरडी बाबा के पास जाओ, सब तुमको जरूर मिलेगा। बड़ा बड़ा हार डालने का, नारियल फोड़ने का, सिर भी फोड़ने का मांगता है तो सब मिलेगा तुमको। लेकिन गॉड इल्ला, नो गॉड यू विल गेट, नो गॉड यू विल एवर गेट ओवर देयर। यू आर गोइंग टू गेट मटेरियल बेनिफिट्स। So this is what the line is, and I am sure you please keep this line in your mind always. Krishna is very clearly told you, don't get into all this bullshit and nonsense. You are never going to attain me. Arjuna, the Vedas does deal with the evolutes of the three gunas, modes of prakriti, worldly enjoyments, and the means of attaining such enjoyments. Be thou indifferent to these enjoyments and their means, rising above pair of opposites like pleasure and pain, etc. Establish in the eternal existence God, absolutely unconcerned about the fulfillments of wants and the preservation of what has been attained. You be self-controlled. I told you ना, disclaimer है, जो वेदास को फॉलो करते हैं विद द लेटर ऑफ दैट वेदास आर गोइंग टू गेट इनटू बिग ट्रबल. In the Bhagavad Gita, he is clearly telling you, please, the Vedas have been written for the framework of this world. Don't contort them, distort them, and use them for your own personal benefits. Do not misuse the words of the Vedas. Okay? जैसे टीचर ने बोला है कि साइलेंस, फिंगर ऑन द लिप्स, तो ये तो बड़बड़ करेगा और बाजू वाले के लिप के ऊपर अपना उंगली रखेगा. मतलब फिंगर ऑन द लिप्स करके बोला है ना, तो हो गया ना, आई एम यूजिंग द लेटर ऑफ द लॉ, इजंट इट. तो उसको साइलेंट किया तुमने और उसका फिंगर ऑन द लिप्स डाला. अपन तो बड़बड़ चालू है. So you can distort and you can make the whole law a mess for your own self. It does not matter. In the same way, the Vedas have been written for maintaining a discipline in the universe. He says they have been written for the gunas, isn't it? Prakriti ke liye hai. Gunas are there, sattva, rajas and tamas. So it has been written for the purpose of maintaining this harmony in this world, evolutes of the three gunas. But they're like this, the worldly enjoyments and the means of attaining some enjoyments, be thou indifferent. Please be indifferent. Do not take them for, as if, yehi karna chahiye maine. You are no longer on the path of this material world. If you have started reading this Bhagavad Gita, please understand you are no longer a material being who is on the path towards, ye khane se wo milega, wo khane se wo milega, ye karne se wo milta hai, aisa kuch nahi. ऐसा नहीं है. So, and be thou indifferent to these enjoyments and their means, rising above pair of opposites like pleasure and pain. When somebody is going through pain, a terrible pain, like somebody is dead or some diseases are there or something is there, how many of us have actually gone to the temple or the church or somewhere to pray to God? I think all of us have done that. अगर दुख होता है तो हम भगवान के पास जाते हैं और बोलते हैं ना, पेन हो रहा है, गॉड प्लीज हेल्प मी, नो. या फिर वी फॉलो सर्टेन ट्रैक्स एंड वी से कि आई वांट टू डू दिस एंड आई वांट टू डू दैट. सो वी फॉलो द लेटर ऑफ द वेदास एंड वी कीप ऑन आस्किंग फॉर थिंग्स. सो हियर कृष्णा इज वेरी क्लियरली टेलिंग यू, प्लीज डू नॉट गेट इनटू ऑल दिस थिंग्स. अंडरस्टैंड? प्लीज डू नॉट गेट इनटू ऑल दिस थिंग्स. Established in the eternal existence God, absolutely unconcerned about the fulfillment of wants and the preservation of what has already been attained, you be self-controlled. He's telling you, don't get into all these things. And why are you bothered about your wants? तुमको जो देने का है वो मैं देने वाला हूं. समझ में आया कि नहीं? In this line he is telling you clearly, तुम्हारे जो पर्सनल छोटे छोटे नीड्स हैं वो मैं तुमको फुलफिल करके दूंगा. ये सब करने का क्या जरूरी है? जाके ये पूजा करो, वो पूजा करो, ये माता फोड़ी करो, इतना पेड़ा चढ़ाओ, उतना हार डालो, ये करने का, वो करने का, पूरा चक्कर लगाने का. ऑल दिस ही इज वेरी क्लियरली टेलिंग यू, डोंट गेट इनटू ऑल दिस थिंग्स. Please be absolutely unconcerned about the fulfillments of wants. Please be unconcerned about them and the preservation. What has been attained? What is attained by you? The spiritual tranquility that may have been attained by you. Please do not get disturbed just because of some idiotic stuff is happening in your world. And please be self-controlled. Control yourself. कभी कभी क्या होता है, मेरे को है ना एक दिन में मतलब गए लास्ट वीक में मेरे को एक आदमी से भरपूर मैसेजेस आए, मेरी दुनिया डूब रही है, मेरे को ये हो रहा है, मेरे को वो हो रहा है, पैसा नहीं हो रहा है, मिल नहीं रहा है, फलाना ढिकना। तो मैंने बोला पैसा नहीं मिल रहा है तो उसके लिए तुमको कुछ करना पड़ेगा। तो सबसे पहले जाके तुम्हारे बिल्स जो सबमिट किए वो बिल्स को तुम जाके पहले पूछो ये बिल सही है क्या। वो नहीं दे रहा है, वो मेरे से पंगा ले रहा है। अच्छा पंगा ले रहा है तो ठीक है, उसके सुपीरियर से बात करो। Isn't this logically telling you something? It's a material worldly thing. There are ways of sorting your issues connected to the material world. Logical steps are there. You have been given a beautiful mind and intellect, isn't it? तुम बच्चे थोड़ी हो कि है ना you have to ask मैं राइट हैंड से खाने का कि लेफ्ट हैंड से खाने का, फोर्क कौन सा हाथ में रहता है, राइट में रहता है कि लेफ्ट में रहता है। बोला हाथ से खाना यार। बोला नहीं लेकिन ये हाथ लगा के खाने से मेरे को रसम खाने का, हाथ लगा के कैसे खाऊं। बोला एक काम करना, ये सब छोड़, नाक में ऐसा उड़ेल देना, सीधा मुंह के अंदर से अंदर चला जाएगा। So funny. I mean, you are not a patient to be put a drip in your nose or something like that. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तो तुमको मालूम है नहीं समझता, बाजू में देखो ना कैसा खा रहा है, दिखता है कि नहीं। हाँ तो वैसा खाओ। When I eat my masala dosa with fork and spoon, no, Raj and everybody wonder कि ये ऐसा कैसा खाता है। तो जब भी बम्बई में थे तभी मैंने बोला ये होटल में तेरे को कोई आदमी दिखता है जो हाथ से मसाला डोसा खा रहा है। बोला बम्बई में सब मसाला डोसा जो है ना वो खा ले छुरी और मैंने काटा और स्पून से खाते हैं। साउथ इंडिया में ऐसा 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 करके झुम मेरे को नहीं जाता। अभी वो वहां पे खाते हैं, उसके लिए भाई क्या करूं। So there are techniques which are applicable in different places. जैसे यहाँ पे मैंने देखा सब जन वो दो काड़ी से खाते हैं, मेरे को तो वो पकड़ने को भी नहीं आता है। ऐसा उसको बोलते चॉपस्टिक। अभी चॉपस्टिक कौन सा उंगली में पकड़ने का वो भी मालूम नहीं, अभी सीखना पड़ेगा शायद। तो हांगकांग में मैंने देखा कितना वो राइस खाने का टाइम पे एक ग्रेन ऑफ राइस भी है ना वो उससे उठाते हैं। अभी इंडिया में अपना रसम के साथ राइस खाने का वो चॉपस्टिक के खा के बताने का जरूरी है। रसम राइस कभी चॉपस्टिक से खा सकते हैं क्या? लो उसके लिए अपना हाथ ही सही है या पता नहीं चमचा सही है। So the thing is, when we distort these type of messages for the purpose, don't get distorted just because of somebody is telling you in the Vedas this is written. I have given you a fantastic mind. I have given you a fantastic intellect. Use it. And don't go every now and then मम्मी करके जाने का जरूरी नहीं है। तुम तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते। You understand what I'm talking? See, the framework has been written for sorting out our issues. Use the framework. What does the framework state? There are simple answers, but when the answers are terribly complicated, at that time you can go and ask. So, you be self-controlled. A Brahmana who has obtained enlightenment has as much use for all the Vedas as one who stands on the brink of a sheet of water overflowing all sides has for a small reservoir of water. You know, a person who has reached the state of enlightenment, वो वेदास उठा के है ना पानी में फेंक देगा, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। See, a simple example, suppose you have taken a cab from say Wichita का एयरपोर्ट से तेरा घर तक, एयरपोर्ट आया तू, एयरपोर्ट से घर तक कैब लिया, तो At the gate, do you fold a cab and put it in your pocket or what? So you have reached your destination. Please do not carry the cab in your pocket. Understood? The Vedas are a vehicle. Yes, mere stepping stones. They are just a vehicle for you to reach that destination. Which number is this? I don't know. 1 second. Hello? Who's calling? Once she's gone to work and the phone is lying at home. So the moment she comes in, I'll ask her to call you. Okay? Okay. Okay. I was there yesterday. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Bye. So the Vedas are just like the taxi cab. It's just a vehicle for reaching from one place to another. You are not supposed to fold it and keep it in your pocket. Okay? Tomorrow you may get an aircraft from which you can go from India to USA and then fold it and put it in your bag and then go to work. शायद ऐसा होएगा, पता नहीं. वो जेम्स बॉन्ड वैसा करता है. Foldable aircraft. But the thing is, you have to understand that all these things, what is being told over here is the Vedas are as useful to a person who has reached the destination, who has reached the state of enlightenment. They are worthless. So he doesn't give that much of importance. He just keeps them aside. Right? And this is what the verse means. Your right is to work only and never to the fruit thereof. Do not consider yourself to be the cause of the fruit of action, not let your attachment be to inaction. Now, this verse, please understand. Your job is only to work. Don't bother about the fruits of action. Matlab, the moment you say, na, I am doing this so that I will get that. I am not going to give you that. Yeah, I am going to give you something which you are totally not aware of. समझ में आया? So कहने का मतलब ये कि your job is only to work. You are there only as a tool to do your job. How do you know? How do you have control over the end result? The end result is never in your hands. Never in your hands. Okay? You may think, today I am working, I want so much of increment. So I am going to do this. तुमको क्या मालूम है कि end result क्या होने वाला है? So there is no way of knowing the end result. So he says your right is to work only. You have only rights for doing your work. You don't have rights for the end results. No, you have not been given any rights for end results, and never to the fruit thereof. So the rights are never to the fruit. It is never going to be given to you. Do not consider yourself to be a cause of the fruit of action. Please do not think of yourself that you are the greatest thing on the planet Earth. मैंने किसी को दिया. जैसे कोई आता है और बोलता है ना कि देख मैंने तेरे को जॉब दिया, देख मैंने तेरे को पैसा दिया, इसीलिए तू इतना बड़ा हो गया. No, if somebody is going to take that fruit of action and put it on himself, वो सब गलत बात है. Nobody is responsible for your growth or for your failure. You yourself are. तुम तुम्हारा एक्शन करो तो तुम फेल होगे या पास होगे. दूसरे की वजह से हो रहा है ये ऐसे कभी मत सोचना. Consider yourself to be the cause of fruit of action. You have to consider कि तुमको तुम्हारा जो डेस्टिनी है उस हिसाब से मिलने वाला है. अरे यार ये क्या आता है, अभी वो ऐसा जंपिंग करते रहेगा टिंग 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 नीचे. वो कैसा करने का, निकाल देने का, वो मेरे को सिखाना बाद में. वो बहुत जंपिंग करता है. So please understand, consider yourself to be the cause of the fruit of action and not let your attachment be to inaction. हाँ बोला है ना कृष्णा ने, ये क्या एक्शन का कोई फ्रूट आने वाला है, वो डेस्टिनी में लिखा है, तो मैं काम क्यों करने का, लो कर लो बात. So he is telling you, even the disclaimer is in this line, inaction भी नहीं करने का, तुम्हारा काम है सिर्फ काम करने का. You have only the right of action. The moment you go into inaction, तेरे को बराबर करेगा मैं. So no, the moment you say I just don't want to, don't indulge in motivated action, yes, that will come later on. So do not get into this कि है ना any which way, मेरे को पैसा तो मिलने वाला है तो मैं काम को क्यों जाऊं. No, you are only having the right of action, not doing inaction. Inaction नहीं करने का कभी, action में ही रहने का. This is a verse which you please put it as if right there in front of your eyes and say, I am only allowed action, not inaction, and then I do not have any control over the fruit at all. And if some idiot in your world is telling you, I am responsible for your success, वो तो गया भाड़ में. I mean, don't even bother about such type of people who are saying कि I was responsible for your success, or I gave you the money, or I gave you this education or something. See, even anybody who comes to me, I tell them, I am not giving you knowledge. I am sorry. If you think I am giving you knowledge, you are mistaken. I am only removing your ignorance. मैं बूट पॉलिश वाला हूँ, तुम लोगों का बूट को मैं शाइन करता हूँ. Yeah, maybe I am a diamond cutter. You are a diamond. I am just cutting it and making it polished. So knowledge is within you. I am only polishing that. I am removing the covers. That's it. है ना? So I am trying to finish. Okay. Arjuna, perform your duties established in yoga, renouncing attachments and even-mindedness in success and failure. Evenness of the mind is called yoga. Evenness of the mind is called yoga. Underline these words, these are important. Whether there is success or failure is none of your concern. It is no way going to be your concern. To be focused, yoga means union with God. The term yoga means union with God. Alright? So, your job is to keep on doing your work focused only on God. You just do your work naturally. Yesterday we said no, doing your job naturally. That which comes to you naturally, you do it naturally, the way you are supposed to do. Only that you are supposed to focus on. So perform your duties established in yoga. Brito, this is the statement which will tell you, establishing. The reason why these Hare Krishna people are twirling those beads, or the nuns or the padris in the church, the reason is because they may be doing some other job, but while they are doing the twirling of the beads, they are actually remembering God. I mean, that's a method. So that is called a part of sadhana. And that is also union with God. So then, renouncing attachments. Do not get attached to any other thing. When you are focused on God alone, don't bother about this material world. मेरा बच्चा, मेरा बीवी, मेरा घर, मेरा ये, वो कोई जरूरी नहीं है, वो सब सोचने का कोई जरूरी नहीं है. Just do your job which you have been entitled to do. Action with a selfish motive is far inferior to this yoga in the form of equanimity. Do seek refuge in this equipoise of mind. Arjuna, for poor and wretched are those who are the cause in making this action bear fruit. You know what? This line is important. I think I will do this line separately, because equanimity of mind is a very important subject that we need to do in detail. So because the next line is also endowed with equanimity. The equanimity part is extremely important. Okay, so the evenness of the mind is called yoga, is written over here. The last line in 48, he says the evenness of the mind is called yoga. How do you get to this evenness of the mind is what we will do in our next satsang, because I don't want this topic to be done in a very fast forward manner. So evenness of the mind means equanimity, how you are going to be steady in your mind. So we shall do that later, and those who wish to ask me questions you can, and those who wish to log off you can.
Tomorrow, can we come about 15 minutes early, because
I am always here half an hour early.
no, not like that. I have to. There is a customer who's coming at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
You can log off. You can let